welcome to Mathematics. Our special topic for this day is application of rational functions featuring work problem. Okay, so we have this rational equation 1 over a plus 1 over b equals 1 over c. Okay, so this is when a is the time taken by the first person and b is the time taken by the second person alone, okay, and a also alone, and c is the time taken by both persons working together, okay, which means that the time for c should be lesser than b and lesser than a, okay, because it does not make any sense if they are both working together and this has greater time compared to a and b, right? Okay, so let's start with our first example. So Alex can sweep the floor in 40 minutes. Beth can also sweep the floor alone in 60 minutes. If they sweep the floor together, how long would it take? Okay, so for our first problem, we have two persons involved. Okay, so we have two persons involved. So I am going to write our rational equation 1 over a plus 1 over b equals 1 over c. Okay, let's assume that a is the time taken by Alex and b is the time taken by Beth. Okay, so now let's use that. 1 over a, Alex had 40 minutes. Plus 1 over Beth, 60 minutes, equals 1 over c. Okay, so, okay, let's move here a bit. So 40 and 60. So the LCD for 40 and 60 is 120. Okay, so 120 divide 40 will give us 3. Plus 120 divide 60 is 2, right? Equals 1 over c. Alright, so we have 5 over 120 equals 1 over c. Okay, so this time we are going to cross multiply. Okay, always remember that you can only cross multiply when the sign in between is equality sign. Okay, you cannot cross multiply here because it is addition. No. Okay, so always do the cross multiply when we have the equality sign in between. So 5 times c is 5c and we have 120. So divided by 5 both sides, 120 divide 5 is 24. Okay, so we have 24 minutes is the time taken by both Alex and Beth if they sweep the floor together. Okay, as you can see, it is smaller. Okay, in our second example, we have Jane, Paul, and Peter can finish the job alone. Can finish the job in 2 hours. Jane does the job alone. She can finish it in 5 hours. Okay? Paul can finish it alone in 6 hours. How long will it take Peter to finish the job alone? Okay? So this time we have 3 persons involved. Okay? So since we have 3 persons involved, we are going to extend our rational equation. It will be 1 over a plus 1 over b plus 1 over c equals 1 over t. Okay, where t is the time taken by the 3 persons working together. Okay, so it says here, let's analyze our problem first. So the 3 of them can finish the job in 2 hours. So that is our t. Okay, so we are going to write that 1 over 2. Okay, next, Jane does the job alone. If Jane does the job alone, she can finish it in 5 hours. Okay, so let's assume that Jane is our first person. So Jane will be a. So we will be writing 1 over 5. Okay, plus Paul can finish it alone in 6 hours. So Paul will be our second person. So time taken by Paul is 6 hours. Plus, so the question here is how long will it take Peter alone to finish the job? So it will just be 1 over c. So this will be our rational equation. Okay, so we're going to solve this. The LCD is 30C. Actually, you can just multiply both of them. 30 divided 5 will give us 6 times 1, 6 plus 30C. Okay, I forgot the C. 6C. Plus 30C divided 6 is 5C. Plus 30C divided C is 30 times 1 is 30. Equals 1/2. Okay? So, next. Okay. Next, we're going to cross multiply it. Alright? So, it will be like this. 1 times 30C will give us 30C equals 2 times 6C plus 5C. We can just combine them. Okay? So, that will be 11C plus 30 close. Okay? Because we have 2 here. So, distributive property of multiplication, we will have 22C plus 60 equals 30C. Okay? So, let's continue this on the next column. So, we are going to move 22C on the left side. So, 30C minus 22C equals 60. So, 30 minus 22 will give us 8C equals 60. Dividing both sides by 8, C is 7.5. Okay, so 7.5 hours is time taken by Peter alone.